because if I was in a position of power or authority, I would have you all arrested and tried for treason against my country under the grounds of 18 U.S.C. 2381 treason U.S. Code. Whoever owing allegiance to the United States levies war against them or adheres to their enemies, giving them aid and comfort within the United States or elsewhere, is guilty of treason.
You sure?
This call will be recorded and subject to
Did you already say
monitoring
goodbye?
at any time.
To who?
Thank you for
Your other
using
call?
IC Solutions. You may begin speaking now.
Hello, hello.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
I'm okay. How are you?
Muy bien. I'm alright, I guess.
That's good.
How is everything out there? Any news?
It's just a lot of drama, and it's really hard to know who to trust out here.
Well, such as the Patriot movement.
It's horrible.
Yeah, you know, like finger pointing and, oh, you did this and do that. That's why the movement's kind of turning into a bowel movement, is because there's no loyalty, nobody gets on board with each other, nobody unites.
It's terrible.
What do you think? What do you think's going to happen when that happens? And so it'll just fall apart.
Yeah.
And maybe it deserves to. You know, I mean, if this movement, that's what it's turned into. I say, let it die a quick and painful death.
Yeah.
But because I don't want no part of a movement like that. I want a part of a movement where there's loyalty, where people unite together, where people don't attack each other.
Yeah.
People lift each other up and not bring each other down.
Yeah.
So, and until it just, why waste our time? As far as I'm concerned, it's ridiculous.
Richard Smith.
Hold on, I gotta turn off.
Go ahead.
It's just too much, man.
Yeah. Yep. You know, I'd rather join the Democrats. I mean, at least they're united and loyal to each other. I mean, for crying out loud, the black guy gets shot in the city of Chicago, the whole damn city they'll burn the whole city to the ground. You know?
Yeah.
And so, but that's okay, you know, because the Black Lives Matter group, when they do that, they get a pat on the back from the president.
Yeah.
But when we have a movement that doesn't involve any injuries, no deaths, no vandalism, we got to go to prison for the rest of our lives. Imagine that.
Yeah, so stupid.
But that's such is the world. So, you know, if people were smart, they would learn the tactics of their enemies. You can learn a lot from the Democrats. They're good organizers. They're good at getting protests together. They're very good at what they do. And you know, if maybe people need to adopt a little bit of this movement. And you never see them attacking each other on the internet, do you? They're usually generally united. So
yeah.
Because they know as much as anybody, when they do that, it falls apart, and that's what organization's all about. And that's one thing where I kind of respect Barack Obama a little bit. He was a good organizer, and you got to hand it to the guy. The guy really did a good job. And as much as I don't like him and think his values are poop, he did become president for 8 years in this country, and majority of Americans were dumb enough to vote for him. So.
Yeah. Well,
but I really don't think it would have been any different if you voted for Romney, because Romney, if you ever would notice, when Mitt Romney and Obama would debate, they were pitching the exact same things, exactly the same.
Yeah.
Obama had Obamacare, Romney had Romneycare, and there's no difference. One had a mandate, one didn't. So they're big progressive socialists, and it doesn't matter if it's a Republican or Democratic form of it. It's big government. That's what needs to stop, and that's where Ron Paul was really a patriarch, in this era. And the American people, they trashed him. They didn't even give him a chance. And so, they just, what do you do?
Yeah.
American people want to be dependent on government that much. I say screw them, let them have it. When they all end up shot in the back of the head and pushed into a mass grave, and the government comes in and kills all the citizens in this country, we just say, hey, we history repeats itself because of ignorance.
Yeah.
And because people don't educate themselves, they don't stand up, they don't be a voice. You know, if the American people, well, if people in this movement spend half of the time attacking each other and confronting the government, we probably have our government back.
Yeah.
Because they spend more time trying to kill each other than they do holding the government accountable and bringing transparency to what they're doing is blatantly wrong, trashing the Constitution and our rights and pretty much everything we have a name for in this country that we used to call freedom. And so I say if people are listening to this, let this message hurt your feelings, you know. Good. It should.
Yeah.
And, you know, but that's the truth of it. So, you know,
Yeah.
I think the Patriot movement is the only movement I know that would actually protest itself.
Yeah. You're right.
And it's garbage.
It's worse than herding cats.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, you know, what do you do?
Well, I think the way that the Democrats and the evil people, I guess the right and the left, I don't make a distinction these days, but I think the way they unite is with the Federal Reserve notes.
Well, yeah, and see, when people say left and right, they don't understand what they're talking about. And on the far left on the far left you have fascism, totalitarianism, complete government control, monarchy, dictatorship, oligarchy, and democracy are all on the far left because they're all big government, and that's what the left means. The right, on the far right, you would have complete anarchy or no government control. And that's what's unique about a constitutional republic. Constitutional republic is just enough left for just enough government where people can live in peace, but also people's rights are protected, and that's why we have the Constitution. And those people we'd be constitutional extremists. We believe in it as a fundamental document. You should never usurp these rights, ever.
Yeah.
And if they are usurping their rights, then that just means the government's doing something they're not supposed to do because they don't want to be challenged, because they know as long as we're well-armed and able to organize, they have no chance of fully dominating this country and keep, you know. That's why I don't believe in the whole race thing. I mean, people are so divided on race and religion in this country, it's pathetic. And it keeps people divided in these ethnic groups and projects and different, you know, because people can't get on board on the same page. And that's a tactic of the enemy, because when you're divided, you're easier to control.
Yeah.
So, and they don't realize how brainwashed they've been from Hollywood, mass media, and all this political correctness propaganda. And they can't find a way to just come together and be, in the name of humanity, for crying out loud, love your brother and come together as one and link arms and let's have a voice and let's do something about this.
Yeah.
Well, God forbid, we don't get all of our nice government expenditures, you know. So that's where I don't understand is why these sheriffs nowadays have no resolve. They have no fortitude. How come they're not telling the FBI and federal government, hey, why don't you go ahead and get out of my county? And if you don't leave, I'm going to deputize everybody in this county, and we will remove you.
Yeah.
And when a sheriff says that, I'll vote for him. And that's how you have an effect. If people want to have an effective revolution in this country without having a peaceful revolution, it starts with the sheriffs. You go county by county, and the sheriffs all follow suit to kick the federal government out because they have the authority and power to do that until they push them back into that 10 square mile area where they belong, period.
Mm-hmm.
That's what needs to happen. If you do that, you won. But these sheriffs are they're either scared or like, well, I won't get all my nice Bearcats from, you know, my militarized equipment from the federal government so I can drive it through people's homes and shoot innocent Americans.
Yeah.
And that's how I really feel about it. I think it's garbage and it's pathetic how we've come this far in our country that where government is just so arbitrary to the people now. You know, they extort them for money and everything else. And you say, oh, we need more taxes because we need more prisons and we need more police officers. No, we don't. We actually need less laws, less government, and more freedom. So,
yeah.
What do you do?
I don't know. Skylar had his jury selection today. I'm trying to figure out how it went.
Oh, really? Cool. Me and another brother here prayed for him last night, so.
Oh, good.
And we'll hope that God will just move on his behalf. But is there any other Patriot news?
Well, they keep moving Ed Brown around. They said that his case is getting too much publicity. And looks like Kelly Stewart's getting death threats.
From who?
Patriots.
Are you kidding me?
I think so.
Oh, brother. Well, I get death threats all the time, so I'm used to them.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if you're getting death threats, that must mean you're doing something right. It must mean you're telling the truth, because usually when you tell the truth, people don't like it.
They didn't like her down there at the jail with the jail cell thing going on. What about Josh?
I tell Patriots, if Patriots have a problem with that, I tell them, kiss the darkest part of my butt. Maybe you need to get out there and make a stand too.
Yeah.
So what were you going to say? I'm sorry.
I was going to say, have you seen Josh?
No, I have not. I'm sure he's in it. I'm sure they're keeping us separate because of who we are and because of our popularity.
Darn.
They might think we might overthrow the jail. Who knows? That's just how they think. Or maybe not. Maybe it has nothing to do with that. Maybe he just got placed somewhere else. But because I'm sure if he was in here, me and him would be on the phone and with media and be like, "Well, what's up?" Having a good time talking about the movement. But yeah, that's crazy. That she's if you go on my Facebook and you look at some of the comments under my kids' pictures, you'll see where people had threatened to burn my kids alive. They threatened to kill my family. There was people who were making porn memes and putting my wife's face on it.
Oh my gosh.
And so there are some people doing some pretty horrible stuff on there. And it's funny because they say, I'm the violent and I'm the extremist and I'm the loose cannon. And I went, really? Well, go look at the comments under my kids' pictures. You tell me.
Exactly.
I think it's the other way around.
Yeah, it's the other way
But they don't want to hear that, so. And I hope you put this whole conversation on YouTube. People need to hear this.
Yeah.
But, and Kelly Stewart's awesome. I love Kelly Stewart. She's doing a good job, and so is John Lamb. And other Patriots need to get together with him. But you know what I think? I think it's jealousy. I think people want the exposure for themselves. I'm like, how dare them just come in and, you know what I mean? And who cares? If they're standing up, then stand up with them.
Yeah.
Is this a popularity contest, or do we actually care about our country?
It doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. It's garbage. I don't care if you're John Lamb or Kelly Stewart or Deb Jordan or Pete Santelli. Aren't we all fighting the same cause?
I thought so.
I thought we're going to fight each other instead. Well, good luck with that. I want no part of it. I'd rather, hey, I'm going to go find a nice little cottage in the pines in the middle of nowhere. Leave me alone and out of that, period. I don't want no part of it.
Yeah, when Kent Hovind got out of jail, and this is what we say to all the political prisoners that we try to help, when you get out, you can forget you even knew us. And I mean that sincerely. You do whatever you want. Don't feel obligated to keep fighting because you've paid your dues.
Right. I mean, and I want to keep up the good fight, but I think I'm going to go more solo. I'm going to write a book. And if I ever get out of here, I'll write a book. And I'll probably start my own radio show. And that'll be it. I won't... Because I'm not going to associate with people who treat each other that way anymore. I don't want no part of it. And I'm going to do what I have to do to take care of my family, period.
Yeah.
I'm going to run a conservative radio show, and YouTube channel. That's about it. I'm not going to, I probably won't go to any more protests. I won't go to any more armed protests. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
And I'll probably just, I don't know, I might go and do like I might do like what Chris Ann Hall's doing. I'll just go around and speak about the Constitution and my experience. And most of all, I think I'm going to preach. I want to go around, I want to start my own church. I'm going to start a Constitutional Church of Freedom. That's what I'm going to call it.
Cool.
The Constitutional Church of Freedom.
That sounds great.
Not only do we advocate your rights as Americans, but we also advocate your freedom through salvation of Jesus Christ.
Amen.
I think that would, something like that, I'll have a nice little sign like that. And that'll be my motto, you know. I'll teach people to be bold in Christ, to question injustice when it comes along, to do it correctly and peacefully, and to make your point well known. And, you know, I'm just going to start reaching as many people I can to do that.
Yeah.
So, I think that's where God's leading me, somewhere in that direction, but we'll see.
Have you heard of team missions?
I have not.
I got to find out more about that. They talk about the prodigal son, and they help a lot of people that get out of jail.
Oh, I heard about that. Didn't they help that one? Remember that one guy that was doing 20 years for pot?
Wilkerson was one of the pastors that did it before, I think. He might have died in a plane crash or something. I'm not sure. But I have to find out more about it. It sounds really good.
Well, there was just a guy, he just got out. He'd been in there 20 years for having a little bit of pot because of the way the law reads, and I think it was in Texas. And they threw him away for a long time.
Gee.
And he's sitting there going like, gosh, I'm doing 20 years for pot.
It doesn't make sense.
So, and I'm kind of, I mean, my opinion in that's kind of neutral. I don't do drugs. I mean, I smoked some pot when I was 14, but I got caught by my mom was a police officer. It's a funny story. And so her beat area was right by my high school.
Oh dear.
And she caught me, and nobody would talk to me after that. Your mom's a cop? And so my childhood was ruined in that school. And so, but I learned my lesson. I never touched it again. And so, so yeah, it was good stuff. But it was like, oh, I'm gonna get my butt kicked when I get home by my dad.
Right.
And to be honest, you know, I tried to live a healthy lifestyle. If you go on my YouTube channel, I really got heavy into powerlifting. I had a 525-pound bench press at one point.
Wow.
I really got into the health stuff, but I got so big, I started having blood pressure problems, and so I started backing off, and I just started, you know, doing cardio type exercise, hiking, and survivalist stuff, and got my blood pressure back down, and felt a lot healthier. But yeah, if you go on my YouTube channel, I got a video on there, and I think in that video I went from 315 pounds to 455 pounds. I just kept jumping up in weight until I got there. So
what?
Yeah, you can go look at it. It's on my YouTube channel. So I was always really physically agile. You know, I did some boxing when I was a kid. I did some jiu-jitsu, and I wrestled in high school a little bit, and so I was always very active physically. And then you know, we get old.
Yeah.
So I'm not what I was when I was 25 years old, but you know, for a 37-year-old man, I'm doing pretty good. So I get about here I do, like on Mondays, I do like 1,000 push-ups. And then I'll shadow box for like 20 minutes. I got a cellmate that I shadow box with, and I just try to stay in shape doing cardio jailhouse workouts. Do like 3,000 jumping jacks a week. Usually I'll tie that up in about 3 days. I do about 1,000 a day. And then when they let us outside, I'll run laps and play basketball. But I figured while I'm here, I might as well get the beach body I always wanted. And maybe when I get out, you know, I'll still look halfway decent for my wife, and we can go to the beach together.
Yeah.
So I don't look too old for her, but because otherwise you're just sitting here waiting to die, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try to make the best of it and be positive, and you know, hope that that someday I'll get back home to my wife and kids. But yeah, if you want to, feel free to go. It's if you put in on YouTube Day at the Gym with Blaine Cooper chest day.
1 minute remaining.
That YouTube video of me lifting should pop up. So I think I weighed about 230, 240. Was a pretty big boy. It took me about 10 years to get there and to get that strong, but I worked hard at it, and I never gave up until I got it.
Oh, you got tattoos on your arms?
Yep, that's me.
I see.
Tribals. I don't know what I'm wearing that day, but.
Well, you hang in there, brother. Keep praying for all these people out here that are supporting you, and the families and everyone else.
Yes, ma'am. And I would like to thank you all for your support out there, and you know, I hope we all can come together and put our differences aside and stop attacking each other. I hate hearing that. It makes me sad because a lot of people gave a lot of their lives for this movement.
Yeah, Blaine, you got that right. Amen.